Amazing that Mercedes now has built this vehicle because even though Mercedes is kind of late to the game, you know, it goes to say that were taking their time in order to develop a quality product. This Mercedes Benz has one of the most advanced features that's ever been made in any Mercedes-Benz vehicle. It's so far advanced with all the sensors, all the camera technology, the ability to have level 3 self-driving, and also Mercedes-Benz, when they make a vehicle, you can assure you it's going to look good for many, many years. Mercedes-Benz is really ahead of their time. They've been developing a lot of vehicles for many, many years. So they have the experience, not necessarily in the electric battery and the field, but they do have experience in building gas vehicles. And so they have been working on this technology for I think over 10 years. There were many concept vehicles that they had, which the EQS takes bits and bits and pieces. But what I can say is the original concept vehicle looks nothing like the EQS, just a little bit. I think that now they're getting into the luxury field. It's going to put competitors like Tesla and Lucid vehicle. They're going to have to compete. And when companies compete, it's good for the consumers, which are you and I, because they just tend to improve things, and competition is great. This vehicle has about a 770 kilometer range. I'm not sure if that's real actual range, because typically when you're driving an electric vehicle, there is range loss due to things like the heater, the air conditioning, the speed that you drive an electric vehicle. So I'm sure it should be maybe about 500 kilometers, approaching the high end 6, when you factor in those other properties. So am I thinking about getting this vehicle? And that I would have to say maybe, because I like it so far. I like the interior the most. I prefer the interior than the exterior. The only thing that I would say is, Mercedes, now that you've gotten the game, please start to build an electric charging infrastructure. We need more charging stations all around the world. Like, if we need just the same amount of gas station pumps that we need for charging stations, because a lot of companies, they've been just developing electric vehicles but not really investing in the infrastructure, which Tesla is highly ahead of the game, because they make it so you can travel anywhere, basically anywhere you want to go, you can probably get to 90% of the time, unless you're going into a rural area that's very isolated from everybody. But 90 to 100% of the time, you're going to be able to get to your destination safely by following the superchargers and by charging your vehicle. But majority of owners obviously are not going to be using that the full battery, because of the fact that the battery is about 105 kilowatts, and so you're going to be able to have a lot of juice in your car before it runs out. If I were Mercedes, I would take and I would immediately start building different charging stations all over US, all over Canada, and all over Europe, and eventually all over the world. Electric vehicles are the future. For me, paying gas is in the past, and I will never purchase a gas vehicle ever again. I'm going to be purchasing only electric going forward, and so I appreciate the competition. I love the vehicle. It's built. The build quality far exceeds Tesla, and because Tesla, their only goal right now is to produce quantity and not quality. They're trying to push out as much numbers just to meet the quota for shareholders and investors. They're not really focused on the quality, and that's why we're finding a lot of panel gaps and a lot of interior defects and exterior defects all around the vehicle. But unlike Mercedes-Benz, where they are really ahead of the game when it comes to building a quality vehicle, they might not be able to produce as much numbers, but they will produce a vehicle will last you eventually more than 10 years, 20 years. And the thing I like about Mercedes is older vehicles that are 10 to 15 years, if you give them a wash, they still look nice. And that's one thing that I would say Mercedes has been able to keep up, is they're very ahead of the time with the technology that they put in vehicles. They're very ahead of time with the quality that they put into vehicles, and they're very ahead of time with making a vehicle that's going to last long. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. I love the vehicle. If many of you are interested in buying it, I strongly suggest you register and reserve your Mercedes now. So that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day.
Hey, if you want to win a $50 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And the first 1,000 subscribers will be entered into a draw to win this $50 gift card.